Do you know what goes on in the garages, how a team sets up for a race, and how long it takes? This is your insider's guide to an F1 garage. F1 is a precision sport, and that goes all the way down to the setup of the garages. Careful organisation can save crucial seconds in race-critical situations, so teams go to great lengths to make sure their working areas are the same specification every race weekend, wherever in the world they are. How many people does it take to build an F1 garage? A team of around 20 people is sent in on the Monday before the race, or sometimes even earlier, to lay out the container load of equipment that make their garage look and feel the same every time. The race team coordinator is in charge of the build, with garage technicians leading a setup team that typically includes specialists for pit equipment, fuel bowsers, tyres, and other areas. After the race, or sometimes even before, the pack-down begins in earnest. Typically, the entire garage is packed back away and ready for transportation within 7 hours of the checkered flag. How are the garages laid out? The team has allocated its garage based on where it finished the previous year's Constructors' Championship, but there is no set approach to which driver goes on which side, and cars can sometimes be swapped around. Every venue offers a different challenge. They are built to a minimum garage width, but some are wider, some have pillars or other obstacles, and each one has different locations for electrical sockets and services. The depth of the boarding is the visible front section of the garage is designed to a fixed dimension, with enough space at the front to remove a front nose and enough at the back to fit a starter motor. How is the garage built? Teams sea freight 5 different sets of garage paneling and internal equipment around the world to cover all the races. The other kit either goes by air in between races or is transported on 6 large trucks. Before the setup team arrives, an external contractor is hired to paint or pour a fresh floor so that the inside of the garage is as smooth and clean as possible. The team's job begins by fitting movable paneling, branded with team colours and sponsor logos around the outside of the garage. Working units and tool drawers, wheel guns and work surfaces are then fitted along the panels, viewing monitors are installed on the walls, and an engineer's workstation is positioned between the car bays in the centre. Overhead, a huge modular gantry is fitted to hang the lighting, pneumatic air lines, air extraction system, a driver monitor, and power sockets. This gantry also houses the umbilical cord, one of the most important items in the garage. It gets plugged into the car whenever it is in the garage and provides a direct link between the car and the data servers. At the back, there is a viewing area with timing monitors and comms headsets, allowing visitors to get in for a glimpse of the team working on the car whilst remaining out of the way in a safe location. What are the engineers' workstations, and what do they have on them? Teams manage setups differently, but typically the workstation is for the key personnel on each car. This includes the team manager, the race engineers, and performance, aerodynamic, tyre, and engine specialists. The workstation itself contains monitors that can provide huge numbers of data feeds, with most engineers viewing the top-level telemetry information to monitor for performance and reliability. Before we head to the back of the garage and into the paddock, we want to give a shout out to our sponsor for this series, Party Poker, who currently have a special sign-up offer. If you head over to the link in the description, open a new account and deposit £10 or more today, Party Poker will match it on deposits up to £400 and give you £40 worth of free play too. Only available if you are 18 or over, T&Cs apply, and please be gamble aware and play responsibly. What's in the back of the garage? The back and sides of the garage are actually way bigger than the visible front section, and they are the hub of strategy and logistics. This is where teams of engineers are stationed throughout the weekend, analysing the data and finding pointers to improve performance. There is also a full composite workshop to repair damaged carbon fibre parts, and a huge spares section with spare wings, floors and bodywork, and also fully built up rear ends and extra gearboxes. A separate engine room houses spare power units and parts, while the lubricant lab is where teams use a mass spectrometer, gas chromatograph, and other tools to check oil samples for signs of engine damage. Last but not least, of course, is the fridge, kettle, coffee machine, and snack table for times when a quick feed is needed on the run. And last but not least, what's in the paddock? At the European races, the trucks, which store extra tools, and the office on wheels are parked directly behind the garages. Tyres stacked in temperature-controlled blankets are housed between them. At flyaways, teams operate from permanent buildings, so tyre stacks, extra tools and test benches are squeezed in the garage or under a temporary extension. Behind the trucks or buildings is a mingling space for teams, officials, media or VIPs only. And behind that are the motorhomes, which are the hub of the paddock and, like the garages, are set up by dedicated teams who arrive days in advance. These used to literally be buses with awnings, but they're now mammoth constructions carried in pieces to races on up to 5 different trucks. When constructed, they house a central dining area with offices either side. All in all, this massive effort may not directly win races, but the attention to detail in creating the right atmosphere can often pay big dividends and make all the difference for the team working behind the scenes.